Thank you, Ayu, for the opportunity that given to me. I want to greet you all again. So, good morning, everyone. So, I will explain the next topic. It is about the access connectivity. So, the example of access connectivity are the first one is cross-border tourism. Cross-border tourism brings a new color to Indonesian tourism. For information, cross-border tourism can be defined as the activities of persons traveling across the border to stay in places outside their usual environment for a reasonable period. In addition to attracting foreign tourist visits, cross-border tourism can also promote the economic development of these geographical regions. This is because the arrival of tourists to these areas opens up the economic potential for the local community. The community can develop various sectors of the creative economy as a supporter of tourism. Therefore, the Ministry of Tourism and Creative Economy continues to develop border areas to support cross-border tourism in Indonesia. The locations of cross-border tourism in Indonesia are spread across various provinces. The 8 leading destinations that are the target of developing cross-border tourism in Indonesia are Nusa Tenggara Timur, Sulawesi Utara, Kepulauan Riau, Kalimantan Barat, Kalimantan Timur, Kalimantan Utara, and the last one is Papua. Next is travel bubble. The COVID-19 pandemic has affected the tourism sector too. Thus, governments around the world, including Indonesia, are struggling to find clever ways to restore their economy. One way that is being taken and it is currently being discussed is called the travel bubble. The travel bubble is a concept that emerged as a response to international travel restrictions during a pandemic. In practice, a travel bubble will allow for limited travel between countries that agree to it. This is done to accelerate economic recovery for countries that are affected by the pandemic. With the travel bubble, visitors from these countries can travel more easily. For example, by not being required to self-quarantine upon arrival in the destination country. Next is destination branding. A marketing strategy is needed to promote a tourist destinations. Several aspects need to be considered when doing marketing. If we ever heard about positioning, differentiation, and branding, then these three basics are used in marketing a tourism destination too. So I will explain it one by one. The first one is positioning. Positioning is how a destination wants to be known or remembered by consumers. After knowing positioning, then knowing differentiation. Differentiation is what distinguishes a destination from other competing destinations. Without positioning properly, the determination of differentiation will also be difficult to realize. Product differentiation of tourist destinations can be seen through three factors, namely attractions, accessibility, and amenities. And what needs to be done next is branding. Branding talks about how tourist destinations can manage their image and reputation by fulfilling promises or trust to tourists. Destination branding are used to introduce the product of a tourist destination and communicate the uniqueness of the destination visually, and also making it easier for destinations to sell their products to the tourism market. And next is digital ecosystem. Digital ecosystem tourism is one of the effective strategies to promote the superior potential of an area through platform technology. Of course, this is an interesting innovation considering that tourism in Indonesia has decreased during the pandemic. Digital ecosystem can be done with a virtual tour. Virtual tour is a new concept for vacationing in the middle of a pandemic. Tourists can explore various interesting tourist destinations in Indonesia only with a smart device and internet network from home. In addition to offering the beauty and uniqueness of its destination virtually, tourists can also learn about the destination visited. There is also a virtual tour guide who explains in sufficient detail of the
Excuse
object
me,
visited.
for speaker. Excuse
Yes,
me. Can you turn on your video so when you are recording, you can see yourself? If you turn it off, then we cannot see your face. Thank you.
I'm sorry, Pak. I'm already turned on my camera.
Oh, okay.
All right. So that's all the explanation from me. Thank you so much for the attention, and I'll give it back to the moderator. All right, I want to add an answer about Siska question. So I want to add one more an example of implementing sustainable tourism development in the new normal era in the context of cultural tourism. So the example is virtual tours. Virtual tours are considered as an alternative and effective solution to promote cultural tourism in the pandemic era. As I said before, with a virtual tour, tourists can explore various interesting tourist destinations in Indonesia only with a smart device and internet network from home. Virtual tours can also be a media for promoting cultural tourism objects. During a pandemic situation like this, direct promotion between tourism actors and tourists cannot be carried out because of the impact of the spread of COVID-19. However, with virtual tours, tourism actors such as government, tourism business, and others can promote the tourism sectors to tourists through online. With this virtual tour, it can also introduce cultural tourism in Indonesia to foreign tourists. Although only through a digital technology, this virtual tour activity is able to provide more detailed information about cultural tourism. And also, tourism actors and tourists can connect easily through online media without having to meet face to face. So that's my answer from me. I'll give it back to the moderator, Ayu.